Before we do anything, I want to give a shout out to everyone that I met in Sydney, Aussie, oi, 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 including local FC that gave me this jersey. I had a ton of fun, especially at the pickup game where all these warm ballers were hashtagging it. Next, I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. It means a lot, but it sucks getting older when you're already considered pretty old. And finally, let's do this. Cool! Chelsea. Yes! Chelsea! With the Blues dropping 2 points to a fantastic free kick and a very game Burnley side 1-1, it has given Arsenal, who broke a 2-game losing streak by beating the Hull City Tigers 2-0, and Liverpool, who D-Man correctly predicted would convincingly beat Tottenham 2-0, and they did, and Tottenham, who, despite the loss, are still very much in the hunt, and Manchester City, who are still in it too, and maybe even a little bit of Manchester United. A small glimmer of hope that maybe the league isn't over, and that was very cool of them to do to keep things interesting. Also, when Liverpool, or any team for that matter, have every player healthy, and Jurgen Klopp, or any manager for that matter, can field their best 11, it's amazing how well they can play and execute the vision of the man in charge, which Liverpool did to great effect. However, it makes me wonder if the managers that should be considered the best are the ones that can execute even when they don't have everybody healthy. Not cool. Leicester. You guys are crap. And Crystal Palace and Sunderland, you shouldn't be laughing because you're crap too. And Swansea, you aren't crap anymore. Under new manager Paul Clement, you have won more games than the 2 previous managers combined, and I'm gonna keep them nameless. Just because. Which has gotten the Swans out of the relegation zone in a very short period of time, and that deserves our respect. Cool! Bayern Munich. With the surprise losses by RB Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, Hoffenheim, Hertha Berlin, Eintracht Frankfurt, and basically anyone that had an outside chance of pushing Bayern for the title this season, I'm time-stamping the Bundesliga as officially over as of February 13th, 2017. And yes, I know that we all predicted Bayern to win the league at the beginning of the season, but they looked like they were going to struggle this season, but they were going to get pushed by a couple different teams, and it didn't happen, and now it is done, it is finished. So congrats to Bayern for being super yet again and making the top division in Germany so predictable. Awesome! Not cool. Juventus. By the current league leaders and 5-time defending champions, beating Cagliari on the road. They didn't let all the teams in Serie A from 2nd to 6th, who all happened to win, Roma, Napoli, Atalanta, Inter Milan, and Lazio, gain any ground on them. A couple things of note though. One, Edin Dzeko missed another penalty this season. It's his 2nd overall, but he still leads Serie A in scoring with 18 goals, along with Juventus' Gonzalo Higuain, who had a brace this weekend, which gives him 7 goals in his last 7 Serie A games. That's pretty good. 2, Roberto Inglese single-handedly beat Sassuolo by himself with 3 goals in Chievo's 3-1 win, which could have been 4 goals, but he got a case of Edin Dzeko-itis and missed a penalty. 3, Napoli had some other players score besides Dries Mertens and Marek Hamsik. That's way to go, guys. That's great. Cool. Real Madrid. Not only did they take care of Osasuna on the road 3-1 with goals from Cristiano Ronaldo, Isco, and Lucas Vazquez, which keeps them on top by 1 point after Barcelona absolutely whatted Alaves 6-0, which was a very good performance by them. It should give Real Madrid a ton of confidence headed into what I believe will be a very tricky 2-legged affair against a very good Napoli team in the first leg of the Champions League knockout rounds this week. However, let's give it up to all the top 4 teams in La Liga, since Sevilla and Atletico Madrid both won as well. And you need to see Fernando Torres' goal, and I know we don't really say that much anymore, but it is so good. And both of these clubs are still alive in the Champions League too, and now when I look at current form and who they're playing against, I think all 4 of these teams are getting into the quarterfinals, because Sevilla is taking on Leicester, enough said. Atletico Madrid is taking on Bayer Leverkusen, who are like 8th in the Bundesliga and are so inconsistent. Barcelona's taking on PSG, and Barcelona always has their number, and frankly, I think they're playing a little bit better than PSG at this moment. And Madrid actually is the one I worry about the most, because Napoli's pretty good. They're really good. I can see this one being very tight, could go to extra time or even penalties, but Madrid is gonna get through. So of the 8 spots, the best European competition in the world, or just the best European competition in Europe, I don't know why I have to say in the world, it's the only European competition in the world, they're gonna have La Liga. 4 of the 8 spots, which again is gonna prove why the Spanish League is the best in the world. And now I'm gonna try to make the rest of these a little bit quicker because I need some sleep. Cool! Monaco. The highest scoring club in Europe did it again. They scored 5 goals in their 5-0 win over Metz, which maintains their 3-point lead over 2nd place PSG and extends their lead to 5 points over 3rd place Nice, who could only muster a 2-2 draw against Rennes. So I said it last week, and I'm gonna say it again, but Nice's nice run this season is over. It is done. But there's gonna be an amazing 2-horse race between Monaco and PSG the rest of the season, and that'll be fun to watch. Not cool, John van der Brom. The AZ Alkmaar manager decided to bench and not play at all Mr. Fred Friday, my favorite named player in the whole entire world, the week after he scored a brace against PSV Eindhoven. I mean, he can't even get on the field. What else is he supposed to do? It's just not acceptable. You play him. His name's Fred Friday. Is it because it's a weekend? You don't want to play him on a Saturday or Sunday? Is that it? Because his last name's Friday? Is that it? He's only good for the weekdays? He's only good for the end of the week? TJIF? Thank God it's Fred Friday. Cool! The top leagues in Holland, Portugal, Turkey, Australia, Scotland, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, and Belgium. Because in these leagues, absolutely nothing has changed in the table. Feyenoord is still leading Ajax and PSV. Benfica is holding on to the top spot with Porto right behind them, while Sporting is still trying to remain relevant. The top 3 all lost in Turkey. In 4th place, Fenerbahce couldn't take full advantage. They could only get a draw, so everything there remains the same. The one and only mighty Celtic could lose every game the rest of the season and still finish in first, though Aberdeen just leapfrogged Rangers into second. And everything was cruising for first place Tijuana and Liga MX. They were hosting lowly Necaxa at home, and they lost. No, mommy's way. And they dropped to second behind Toluca, so I guess that was a significant change. Al Hilal are still in control at the top of the first division in Saudi Arabia, though defending champions Al Ahly suffered a shock loss and dropped to third. And never mind, I was completely wrong about Belgium, because Anderlecht is now on top by goal difference after their 4-2 win over third place Zulte Waregem. Zulte Waregem. You guys will make fun of me no matter how I try to pronounce it. While their rivals, Club Brugge, suffered a shock 1-0 loss, so they drop into second even though they're even on points with Anderlecht. And I guess it really wasn't cool for them, because I said it was cool that Belgium was gonna be the same and it really wasn't. And I kind of really messed all that up. And I'm just tired, you know, just jet lag, lots of jet lag, jet lag, not cool, you guys. But only if you haven't watched my round of 16 Champions League predictions, which I did a while back, and I probably should watch them too, because I don't even remember what I said, but I'm sure it was smart, and I'm sure they were right, so I'll put that link in the description along with all the other highlights from the games that I talked about. And that's it. I am done talking. I need to go lay down after I edit. Later.